afternoon check-in with the shares just to again continuous check for tea. I've gone high. I've gone live, so then we'll check OT that Zoom live for the call. Okay, so me Zoom in. Okay. Okay. I'm already live. Huh? Okay. Just need to set up. To those of you that are joining, good day, everybody. All right, let's give it just a few more minutes, waiting for others to join as well. Thank you for joining. Oh, this is nice. The image is crisp. Very, very nice. All right. So in the meantime, you can send through your questions. I'm more than happy to take any of the questions. Ooh, I love this question already. Any tips for the class of 2026? I like it. I like it. Okay. All right, I see a few more people are joining in. Okay, so in the meantime, you can tell me, give me your name and tell me where you are from in the country, or even if you are outside of the country. Hey, askisi guys, that my hair is all over the place. Yeah, it's been a long day. Please let me know where you are connecting from. We'd like this year to have a few more visits to places around the country to come and see you or visit you at your school. So it would be nice for me to know where you are at. Shares is saying, I told you it's nice. Hey, pause, ane? Okay, I hope you are well. Okay, Tisetso from Pretoria. Lovely to see you, Tisetso. So I'm going to start in just about a minute from now. I'm not happy with my math and physics. I don't know whether to rewrite. Okay, we will address that. Oh, goodness. Is it Jason Chilaule says, oh, you're from Johannesburg, okay? And then Umatsobane Madiba says, your hair is a sign of a genius. All right. Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay. They say, I hope you are well. All right. I'm loving all of the things that I am seeing here. All right, so good day, everybody. Once again, we are back together, and thank you for joining us on this live. So, Matric 2025, you have already received your results. If you are Matric 2026, just hang 10. I do have advice for you as we continue. But first, let's address the matriculants of 2025 and beyond, those that have already written their matric and have received their results. All right. Now, you've already received your results, and perhaps there are different groups of people that I will be addressing. Now, let's talk about the first group. So if you've gotten your results and your results are really fantastic and you know that you are set on your way to university, you really have your chosen your subject and you are going for that course that you've always desired. Congratulations to you, and we wish you well on your way to university. Hey, please guys, you must be careful of university life. I'd say to you, when you get to university, be careful of the kind of people that you hang around. Sometimes we make university as though, you must always be focused and stuck up and be just an academic, right? There's all types of fun at university, but don't allow the fun to be a distraction to you. Make sure that you balance between having fun as well as studying. Remember what is the sole purpose why you are going there for, okay? So please make sure. I hope that you've already accepted your offers and you are going there. Now, there's another group of people who got a bachelor pass, but perhaps not in the field that they would have preferred. Now, I want you to pause a little bit, because sometimes people, just in the name of going to university or in the name of seeming like they have progress, they then accept anything. You end up taking a course that you have absolutely no business being in. Why? Because you're desperate, okay? You just want to find yourself doing something in 2026. Now, for you, I'd like to say, if you've got a bachelor pass, you've got university entrance, but it's not a course, or rather, the offers that you are getting are for other courses other than what you would have preferred. Remember that every time that you apply, you would have had a choice between 3 options, right? Now, if it's not any of the 3, it means that it's something that falls outside, This is where people now jump in and they end up doing teaching or education, whereas they know very well that they don't have a passion for it, right? This is where people choose courses that are not really aligned to, I'd say, their personality, all right? So please be careful. Do not accept an offer just out of desperation, because you just want to find yourself at university, right? Make sure that you are perfectly aligned with your purpose. Firstly, you are perfectly aligned with your, I would say you are perfectly aligned with your vision for your life. Think about it. Once you choose this career, this is something that is going to last your lifetime, 40 years and beyond even sometimes. So you want to make sure, the last thing you want to do is to be stuck doing something that you don't love for the next 40 years of your life. It will feel like prison. I was telling my team the other day, what we are doing is now beginning to feel like work. And for those of you that saw the post yesterday, I'm very much alive, and Umalume is still here, still going to give you some great content. So I was saying to them, I really want to venture out and really find ourselves doing something. I'm very passionate about what I do, and I want to make sure that every time that I serve you, it's with a heart of passion and there's diligence. And you can see it's oozing right out of me, right? So please, if you're going to choose a career, make sure that it's something that you like. Okay, right. Now, another very important thing that I should warn you about is, please do not, be careful, in fact, be careful of bogus institutions, right? In the name of desperation and you finding yourself, maybe you were not accepted at a university that you'd have preferred, and now you are scrambling around looking for options, things to do in 2026. Yo, hey, I'm gonna kill this thing. Now it's 2026. You want to find yourself doing something, and Now there are these institutions, Gena Mama, Gena Mama. You know, if you are in Johannesburg, there are all of these flyers that are there that are being given. There are billboards that are being made, and you really don't know this institution, right? Remember that South Africa has got about 26 universities, and you can pick from any of those. Now, if you have not applied for any of them, some of them might actually give late applications, but it may be for limited degree courses, right? But you also want to make sure, for instance, I mean, you can't sing and then and you've never really liked anything, you don't have anything musical about you, and then you go and study a BA in music, right? I mean, you know very well you have no business being there, right? Or you've always been studying towards, the mathematics or the science stream, and then all of a sudden they offer you BA in fine arts. You know very well that that's not something that's aligned to whether your desires or the things that you've always dreamed of. So please, you have no business, absolutely no business being there, right? So please make sure that you pick a course that is aligned. So please, again, be careful of bogus institutions. Some of them fly by nights that are going to try and pull you in, and they offer you all types of things. And the thing about it, you know it's bogus if they will say to you, noma yini malumes, right? If they will say, even if your results, even if you failed, or even if you didn't pass too well, they'll still accept you. Then you have to, that's a clear sign, there's something wrong there. So please be careful about those. Now let's address the elephant in the room. So you've got your results, and which many of us fall within this category. You've gotten your results, and you find that there are subjects that you did not do well in. Now remember that the Department of Education gives us a second chance program, right? And the second chance program, all that it is that you have another opportunity for you to, I need to be careful when I use this language. You've got an opportunity to upgrade your subjects, right? I often find that people confuse upgrade and rewrite. It's actually the same thing. You are rewriting a subject. You are upgrading your results, okay? So you are upgrading the subjects. I mean, you are rewriting the subject, okay, because you are writing again, but so that you can upgrade your results, right? So that you can go just a level higher. Now, for many of you who are looking into maths and science, we do have a program for you. We are strictly a maths and science institution, and this year we are going to be doing it online. And if you want to be a part of our program, it is important for you because the space, by the way, is very limited. Okay, please use the number 064 554 7199, and I'll repeat that number, 064 554 7199, or you can email info@mlungisinkosi.co.za. Now, as I continue with that, please, it is quite important for you to make the right choice right at the beginning. Now, what do I mean by the right choice? You've got two options. You've got an option to register now to rewrite in May or June. Now, please, before you jump into that, please be careful, okay? Now, I would always recommend that people write in November, right? And by the way, there is no such a thing as registering at a university in the second semester, right? There is no such a thing, which means when you apply this year, you are applying for next year, 2027, for entry into 2027, right? So what I am simply saying to you is that if you're going to be rewriting or if you choose to rewrite in November, May, June, right? You still have to wait, okay, like everybody else, like the matric class of 2026, right? You still have to wait to be accepted in the next year, okay? It will not give you any advantage at or early entry, right? In this case, of course, they will wait for your results and so on. But at the end of the day, you just need to make sure that you do submit those results. Now, the reason why I sometimes or very often discourage writing in May, June, because think about it. If you have gotten a level 1, for instance, or level 2 in maths or physics or even life science or whatever other subject, it really says to me that there is a deep-rooted challenge with the subject, okay? So what you then need to do is that, for me, it would make sense for you to take the entire year, make sure that you spread your study time and you maximize the result that you can obtain at the end. So very important, don't rush into it. Go and register. You can register for May, June, yes, but I strongly, strongly recommend that you register in November. Okay? Now, for the November exam, I know that sometimes they often would say to you, you can registration close in August. But remember, you must be very, very careful, right? So right now, the applications would be for May and June, right, as well as November. But once they close, please remember, if you have not registered for the May-June exam, and if you have not registered for the May-June exam and you show up and write the May-June exam, you will not be accepted to write in November if you register, let's say, beyond June or in July or in August, right? So the August deadline that they usually give to us is for people that have rewritten in May, June, and that still want another chance. So say for instance, let me just clarify. Say you write in May and June, and your results are still not what you want, okay? You then can reapply to write in November, okay? That application is only open for people that want to write in, that have written in May, June, that want to write in November. So if already in your mind you've made it up in your mind that you want to write in November, which I advise you to do, I would say to you, go to a CET center, or you can go to your previous school. If you're doing IEB, you can go and re-register at your old school. Even for you who are matric class of 2025, you can go back to your school or your district, and they would advise you where the nearest center where you are going to rewrite is, right? So please make sure that you can do that. If you need more details about this, please, you can get in touch with us. We will give you further details. However, you can also just go to your school, your previous school, and find out more details. Otherwise, for me, for those of you that perhaps wrote matric in 2024 and anything beyond that, please go to what we call CET adult centers, right? So those centers are open for application. I think the closing date is at the end of February, but I will advise on that on our socials. So please look out whether on our Instagram, on our TikTok as well. I will be giving short form videos where I advise when the cutoff dates will be. So let me clarify this again. You want to rewrite, you want to upgrade. So you've got two options. That's May, June, right? And you've got November exams. I do recommend that you go for the November exams because it does give you quite some time for you to be able to rewrite. Now, I know that there is this myth And it's kind of a misconception where people would say, "No, but rewriting doesn't help." Let me tell you where rewriting doesn't help. It doesn't help if you're going to be inconsistent. It doesn't help if you are going to be you are not going to apply yourself, right? Remember, the May-June exam may not be as easy as the November exam, solely because for others it would have been a second chance for them to write, okay? So please make it a point that you get yourself into a program. So meaning, either you get yourself into a program that's going to keep you consistent, okay? Or you get yourself into a group that is going to help you to keep consistent. The one thing that I always advise is not to do that on your own, okay? Because oftentimes is that you can start, you find yourself very, working hard right at the beginning, but come, about April, you've fallen off the wagon, the rhythm is not there, and you are no longer applying yourself as you should. This is when I get a lot of applications. Late April, that's when people awaken to the fact that, the exams are just around the corner. And they would be saying, "Malume, please help us with this or that." By then, it is often too late. Now, one other thing that we're going to do this year is that we are going to have our camps back. So meaning that for those that will be rewriting maths and science, we will actually have programs that are aimed towards exam preparation. You can look at it as an exam preparation camp. It will be online this year so that we assist you as much as we possibly can. Right. Now, some of you may be thinking maybe around the issues of entrepreneurship, some of you may be thinking, "No, but I don't feel this university thing." There are other programs that are there that you can also still lean on. Programs like, I know We Think Code for people who like coding. It's a higher certificate program, which means that you get a level 5 qualification, right? NQF level 5 qualification, and you are able to apply for a job, whether in the banking sector or programs that are aimed towards helping you prepare you towards the job market, right? So please, those are other options as well. But here's another thing, guys. I do want to emphasize this. Oftentimes, I think we overemphasize and oversell the idea of university. If you are someone who is inclined towards vocational work, what is vocational work? Things like plumbing, being an electrician. And by the way, those jobs, you'd never run out of work. Why? Because, think about it. Every home does need to be electrified. Every home does have, a sink, a toilet, So plumbing is something that is quite a skill that is needed, right? And by the way, you also have opportunities to go overseas with those kind of vocational skills. So there are TVET colleges that are there. You can apply at a TVET college if you're someone who is inclined towards vocational work. And of course, I did say that you can look at things like entrepreneurship, but there are also online universities. I'll make an example, the likes of EDX, Coursera, where you can get online courses, where you can actually have skills. Guys, I really want you to know this, that at this moment in time, employers are interested, as particularly when it comes to certain skill sets. For instance, if you know how to code, we're not interested which university you went to. We just want to see the work done, right? So if you can create apps, if you can learn how to, so if you're a graphic designer, for instance, you can take a course in graphic design. All we want to see is what you're able to do, okay? So it is important for you to do that. So with that said, you've got a number of options. And I do want to say this, guys. Please remember that success takes on many pathways. If you're finding yourself right now, perhaps the results are not what you would have desired, right? There are some subjects that that perhaps didn't go as well as they should have been, that are not a reflection of your potential. I would strongly recommend that you go the rewriting route, the upgrading route, okay? Please make sure that you do so and that you apply. And as I did say, you can do that either in May, June, or in November. I strongly recommend that you go for November. By the way, some people ask me, how would you apply for a university if you're upgrading in November? You apply just like any matriculant of 2026. You would actually write on your application form that you are upgrading, and some of the universities require you to put a code for the subject that you are writing, and you would have to submit those results. Now, to the other group of people that were upgrading in 2025, and right now, I hope that you would have submitted your results, that you have taken those results to the faculty where you applied at, so that you can get an acceptance, you can get space. So it is important for you to do so. So I think with that said, I hope that I've been clear. Tuli, have I been clear? Yes. Has it been clear? Absolutely. Okay. Right. All right. So I'm going to take your question. Okay. And I'm hoping that if there are any questions that need to be addressed, shares, if there's anything that you'd like for me to address as well that I may have missed out on, please let me know. But what we are also going to do is we're going to be giving you a lot of this information as we continue. Okay, so let me see. Oh gosh, Shares is saying I've got the laugh of a genius. Guys, stop it. Shares, I'm warning you. Okay, Chesney from Frankfurt. Okay, Mpo from Frankfurt. Okay, let's see. I'm just looking for some questions. All right, here's a question. It says, I performed badly in maths and I'm thinking about switching over to maths literacy, but I want pure maths because it offers more opportunities. I absolutely agree. You've got more opportunities that are aligned to mathematics than mathematical literacy. But remember, I do want to also say to you, if you wanted to add a subject, it's easier if you are doing IEB, unfortunately, but you also can do it in GDE. You just need to find a school that would be willing to take you through SBAs, okay, your continuous assessment in this case, so that you can get a CAS mark. Remember that even if you write your exams, you write your exams out of 75%, right? But your 25% is made out from the CAS mark. And by the way, guys, if I can mention this, the CAS mark does have the tendency of dropping your results if it's too low. So for instance, I've got some students that were upgrading, and because their CAS mark was not really too good, you find that even if they performed very well in the exam, but because of the low CAS mark, their result actually drops. So it is important that you have a good CAS mark. And I guess this is the message to you 2026 matriculants. We will be taking you through quite a number of programs in this channel. Please look out for what we will be doing throughout the course of this year. By the way, for those of you that are upgrading, I will be taking you through, we will have lives as well that we will be doing together, part of a program in a sense. But of course, we won't be doing it as frequently as the sessions that I will be having. Remember that we do have sessions, they will be online. It means that you can do that from the comfort of your own home, from anywhere around the country. You can be able to join. Those, as I said, will be a structured program that will be taking us, whether for those of you that are going through the May-June exams, but also for those of you that are going through the November exams as well. We've got structured programs. Please tell all your friends, your cousins, your brother, your mother, anybody that they can be part of Uncle's programs. Okay, right. Now, let me see. Is there anything else that I'm leaving? Oh yeah, just a reminder, if you want to get in touch with us, as I said, that's 064 554 7199. Okay, let me see another question. So the question, was, so should I switch to maths literacy or continue with maths? Look, I don't know what the context is, Gerson, but I strongly would lean towards mathematics. But I guess there is a reason why you are choosing to, or rather you are asking about mathematical literacy. If it is that you'd like to be a part of our program, our upgrade program for mathematics, please get in touch with us and we can assist you in a structured program. With a structured program, you will be attending daily, right? And we are going to make sure that you improve on your result. Okay, so the next question says, I wrote last year, I didn't make it, so must I study? I suppose it was, must I study a course I don't want, or never give up because I am under pressure? I was class of 2024. Okay, is it Vunswa Mabunda? Okay, or Buntswa? I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. Please just remember, this is something that you need to think about. It's a decision that you need to make. Okay, remember, ultimately the future is yours. Okay, when you make that decision, you should take ownership of the decision, so that if you want to upgrade, you know that you are going to give it your all. Okay, or if it is that you want to compromise, as I said, success does take on very different paths. If it is that you want to, you are inclined towards something else, and by the way, that often happens, that when you were in high school, you thought you wanted to study engineering, but all of a sudden, when you are, when you are rewriting or you are taking a gap year, you realize, no, actually, I was just succumbing to pressure. I've always wanted to do architecture. That often happens, right? So you can do so. So for me, I think it's something that you are most welcome to think about. And but just think clearly, think fast, okay? Because time is definitely not on our side. Okay, right. Another question. Do you have a question?
Not yet.
Okay, all right. I've got Tutuli joining me here. Maybe someday she will show her face. She's my ghost lady for now, ne? Okay, so, all right. So, yes, Malume Mlungisi, end of the year is perfect for mathematics and physical science. Okay, Matsobane Madiba, thank you for that comment. The students have to be willing to take a gap year this year. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Okay, another question is, hello, sir, is it possible to be in Varsity doing a course that I don't want, but at the same time upgrading my marks in a certain subject? Hey, guys, please, I ask you, don't take chances. Remember, once you are at university, it means that you are in a program, and that program has got its own demands. Now, imagine that you are now having to submit assignments, right? But at the same time, you still want to study maths and science. I would strongly request, or rather, I would rather strongly recommend that you do not do that, because ultimately, when you find your attention divided, it's more likely that you will not focus on any of the two, and you don't want to find yourself doing badly in one and the other. Okay, so for me, focus is important. Choose one thing, focus on that thing, give all you've got on that thing that you choose. Okay, so that is my recommendation. Some have tried it. You can ask around, and not too many people succeed. And by the way, remember that the May-June exams often clash with exam times for universities. So what happens when you've got an exam, two exams on the same day, right? What do we do then, right? So please make sure that you focus. All right, let's go to the next question. What happens when I get accepted for the second choice, then I go to university, but I still want to upgrade so I can transfer to my first choice the following year? All right, I've already answered in a way that question. Once you are at university, I often, or rather, let me answer it this way. I often recommend that when you apply at university, right, your first choice should always be, of course, the one thing that you definitely want to do. But the second option should always be a course that has a lower requirement than the first one, but is a back route to something that you want to do. Okay? What do I mean? So for instance, I want to study engineering. I'm making an example. I want to study mechanical engineering. All right? But you find that I do not qualify, but I do qualify for BSc in natural sciences, right? So BSc natural sciences is a good back route. So some people actually study BSc natural sciences in the first year, and they prove themselves by doing well, and then reroute to engineering. So that is very possible. But you can't, for instance, say your second choice or your second option was education. I'm making an example, right? You study education, and then once you do well there, then you want to go and study engineering. The two are not aligned. Okay, the one it's two different streams. So so all I'm just simply saying is that make sure that your second option speaks to the first option that you have. Your third option should be something other than the two, something else that you are kind of you kind of like as well, right? But is not in the same stream as the two. Okay, that's always how I advise people to make that choice. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, let's see. What happens when I get... Okay, that's the one we just answered. Malume Mlungisi, kindly let the students know that it is not wrong to take a gap year. Absolutely. Thank you, Matsobane. Thank you. I really do want to emphasize this. Sometimes, being in high school, you are not exposed. So what a gap year actually allows you to do is it allows you that year for you to actually explore. For people that have the means, they usually use this time to travel. They would go explore different parts of the world and so on, and see what it is that is out there. For some people, they actually use it for job shadowing at times. Okay, so you've got an option also to job shadow, see that what careers are out there. So for instance, some of you think that you've always wanted to study medicine until you actually visit a doctor and see what they actually do, right? I think it's also nice because we live in the world that has social media, and a lot of I'd say professionals now make some content, some form of content out of what they do. So they can also advise you. You can watch their content and see if that's something that you'd like to do for the rest of your life, by the way. And by the way, for those of you that want to study medicine, you should see how difficult it is. I've got a student that is studying, and her name was Botselo, and she is almost finished, man. She's in, last year she was in her 5th year in medicine, and she was telling me, that thing is just not easy. And also saying that she doesn't know if this is something she's going to be able to do for the rest of her life, because the hours are crazy, right? But it is something that you can do. So if it is that you take a gap year, you can also just take some time to travel around, see the different career options, explore the different options that are there. Right, now let me have a look if I have more questions, and I will conclude by addressing the 2026 matriculants, okay, and those that will be upgrading. Malume Mlungisi, I'm inspired. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. How do I direct mail you, sir? Those who do not know you studied engineering, how do I get to DM you? You can get in touch with me. All right, let's do this, Matsobane. Use the email that is given there. The team will actually give you my direct contact details, or you can even use the number that I've given, 064 554 7199. You can use that number, and I will definitely get in touch with you. I do think that you are someone that would be very, very helpful and useful. And thank you for the comments that you are making. All right. Bulelwa says, I want to join your classes online. How do I go about it? Please, Bulelwa, make sure that you get in touch with us on the number that I've given. Okay. Yes, Matsobane, that's the number, 0645547199. Or you can use info@mlungisinkosi.co.za. I will definitely get in touch with you. Okay, and the next question. I had Maths Lit, and I decided to upgrade Maths and Physics, but I started studying last year using your videos, so it is doable. Yeah! Chantel, congratulations to you. It would be nice, Chantel, for you to let us know how it went. It would be nice to know your results, how that went. But judging from your response, it does seem like it was very helpful. So thank you for that comment. Okay, and the next one says, Uncle, how long does the CAS, okay, I think you wanted to say CAS mark, right? It's CASS, right? Continuous assessment. So how long does the CAS mark last from the year of completion of grade 12? For example, if you completed in 2020 and you want to upgrade, do you still have your CAS mark? So apparently the CAS mark now lasts for 3 years. As far as I remember, it was 5 years. But I can verify that for you if it is so. But maybe for now, let's say 5 years. I will investigate on the part year 3 years. I heard that someone did allude to it lasting for 3 years. But yeah, that is so. What it means is that after it has expired, you can then write out of 100%. It means that you can now write what we call the nated exam, meaning that you can write out of 100%, your CAS mark does not apply anymore. Okay, right. And then Tabiso Sibotsane says, shout out to you, Tabiso, says you need 50% for English to get accepted for any course, whether higher certificate, diploma, and bachelor's degree. Guys, I cannot emphasize that enough. That is so important. Thank you so much, Tabiso. That is very important. When you are going to be doing any course, right? Even though they might say to you the minimum requirement for the language is 40%, but the reality is that it's very difficult for you to make it into that program if you've got a mark that is less than 50%. Okay, so particularly when it comes to home language, right? I guess and first additional language, those two are quite important. Thank you so much for that comment. All right, and Tony Pongumalo says, I don't know whether to go to engineering or education, maths and physical science when you're doing education. Okay, Tony Po, I want you to take this year, think about it, not unless you are saying to me that it's you have to go to university now. Now, here's my advice. You can always do education with an engineering degree. Okay, so all you simply do is you complete your engineering qualification and then you can reroute into education, but you can't do engineering with an education degree. So my advice would be, perhaps it would be better to go the engineering route, and if it is that upon qualification you realize that education is more, you are more inclined towards it, you can take the same route that I took, go do your postgraduate certificate in education, and you can go anywhere in the world as an educator. Okay, right. And the next one says, honestly speaking, yeah?
You skipped some question from Tolofelo.
Utsulufelo, okay. Where is it? Tolofelo, apparently I skipped your question. Oh, there it is. Hi, Malume, I want to study for nursing and might have to do a bridging higher certificate or upgrade. Which option would you advise me to take? I would strongly recommend that you take, guys, please be careful of these so-called bridging courses. They would say to you, if you want to do nursing, there's a bridging course, for nursing. Hey, something is clicking there. Okay, right. So there's a bridging course for nursing, or there's a bridging course for this. Oftentimes, please, ngicela be careful. Make sure that you investigate if that is a legitimate route, because sometimes people find themselves buying these bridging courses only to find what it leads nowhere, right? You've now wasted this X amount of money, and you can't get your money back, but that thing doesn't even help you. Okay. And another thing is that other people would go and do your vocational courses. Let's say when the engineering from N3 to N6, and they think that they can use the vocational training results to get into universities. There is no way to do that. Okay, the only way to get entry into university is through your your NSC certificate, which is your Matric certificate. Okay, so it is important for you to do that. Okay, right, and I am going to conclude now. We are almost done. So the Umatsobane says again, honestly speaking, I did meet informally, of course, at the University of Pretoria. Mlungisi studied engineering. He was ahead of me. I was studying mining engineering. Okay. All right. It would be nice for us to catch up, Matsobane. All right. Okay. So, honestly speaking, all right. Let's see. Hello, Malume. How can I join your online class? I think I've already answered that. Okay. Matsobane wanted to know how do I get the remaining digits? Okay, so the remaining digits were 7199. Right. I'm not sure. No, see, it looks like your question appeared earlier, but it's broken here. It says in maths, and I am upgrading. I'm not sure what the question was saying. Which university offers bridging courses for universities? I know that there are universities that are offering bridging courses, and sometimes, yeah, I'd say please be very careful, ne? And make sure that that bridging course does lead to the path that you want to go to. Okay, otherwise then you'd find yourself with the challenge of again having completed the bridging course but it leading nowhere. So please investigate, find other people who've taken the same path successfully. Okay, it's important to get testimonials. All right, and then another question. Hi Malume, how does your membership program work? Okay, so we've got different tiers, and by the way, we are still going to update them so that we can speak about them more confidently. So we've got membership programs. I just don't remember them off from the top of my head. But all you just simply do is that next to your subscribe button, there's the join button. It will tell you exactly what you get for each tier of program that we have. And what they are meant to do is just to be an add-on program, an add-on offering to what we are already doing and offering here by way of the lessons that we've got on our YouTube channel. Okay, and finally, it says, hi sir, I got a D, only short of 1% to get a bachelor. Isitandile Mia, to get a bachelor pass. Don't know whether to go for a remark and upgrade and just upgrade in June if it did not go well again, right, in November. Okay, now it sounds like it's quite a lot. Now please remember, if you're going to go through the process of remarking, right, remember that by the time that the results, you get those results back, universities would have closed, right? So you can only apply for next year. So either way, it would not be as helpful. But if you're saying that you're 1% short, I would say to you, look, remarking, does help, I suppose, to some extent. But it's not very often that you can find that your results change, right? However, I think upgrading would be the better option. Look, I don't want to influence anyone's decision. At the end of the day, I want you to take ownership of the decision that you're making. So please just make sure that you think this through. However, I do say to you, perhaps you do want to remark, but at the same time apply for upgrade. Okay, because there's nothing wrong if, let's say, your remarking result is what you want and it's good, then there's nothing lost. If you don't show up for the exam, for when you are supposed to be upgrading, there's no penalty for that. But if you wait until the remarking results come back, you might find that the window of application has actually closed. So I want you to think about that clearly. Okay, right. And then I think we are just about done. Afigile says, please keep this live. I got here, want to listen. Okay, definitely, Afigile, we will definitely keep this live. Umalume always does that when I join, or rather when I go live, we always keep that. Okay, so that will definitely be possible. Okay, hi Malume, is it possible to move from level 4 to level 6 in maths in a period of 5 months if I lock in? I was thinking of upgrading in June. Definitely it is possible. I do have students that have done so successfully. However, I do want to say, like when you say lock in, you have to lock in. You have to know what you are doing. You have to be either in a structured program or or rather make sure that you are working diligently. My advice would still be, November gives you a little bit more of a window of opportunity for you to do that successfully. But there's nothing wrong with you doing that in May, June. If it doesn't go your way, reapply again and do it in November. Okay, so that would be my advice. All right, I hope I've answered everyone's question. Now, as I conclude with excitement, I want to say congratulations to all of you, class of 2025, if it is that you've completed your Matric. Remember, go to Matric is a rite of passage, right? It's the one thing that's going to be required. It doesn't matter where you go, all right? It can take you far and wide. It can open international doors and so on. So you've completed the first step successfully. And I want to say congratulations to all of you. Now, to those of you that are going to be upgrading, to those of you that are in grade 12, to those of you that are, are starting at university, remember it's important for you to be diligent, okay? I would say to you, start early. In fact, if it's possible, start immediately, right? So that you can leverage on the momentum. Come February, you now are back into a rhythm of studying. You've got something that's going to assist you there. For those of you that are in grade 12, in grade 11, in grade 10, this channel will be serving you with content this year. We will make sure that everything that you need, and by the way, there is also some other content that we are going to be giving for those of you that are doing vocational training. We will also be helping you in that regard. Please, guys, I would ask you, I'm begging you, go and tell your friends, your uncles, everybody. Okay, doesn't matter who at home, in your street, your friends at school, let them know that Tumalume is doing the things. We will continue to serve you and we will give you everything in terms of maths and science. It's really been a pleasure being with you today, and I hope that we'll be seeing each other. By the way, our grade 12 classes are also open. I forgot to talk about that. Our grade 12 classes are also open. You're more than welcome to also apply with us on the same number. Please start early. Don't wait until it is late and where you want to catch up. Okay. And finally, for all the other grades as well, from grade 8 to 10 to 12, we are also, the classes are also available. Please remember that our number 064 554 7199. Otherwise, from me for now, I will see you guys again next time. It's really been a pleasure being with you. Sharp, sharp. All right.